Hey, what's up? What's up, stream? How are y'all doing out there? It's your boy, GM Ashley, in the building. Today, we're going to talk about an important concept. You probably have heard it, so we're going to get deep into it. The reason it came to my head was because I saw an article that talked about a couple of puzzles by Rink, who's one of the greatest puzzle creators ever. And the puzzles I saw, I was like, oh, wow, look at this, beautiful again. And it made me think, let me try and show some other key important ideas related to this concept. And the concept, y'all, is Zugzwang. Zugzwang. Now, it's not the sexiest sounding word, Zugzwang. Zugzwang. It's German. So, it doesn't have like the sizzle and the Zugzwang. It got the double Z's though. It's got the double Z. Double Z. If Snoop Dogg, D-O-double-G was here, he'd make something out of the double Z in Zugzwang. But you know what I mean? It's not the sexiest sounding. You say Zugzwang, what is that? Now, y'alls has said Zugzwang is a hard concept. I'm so happy you said that. I'm so happy I could touch myself. Okay, I won't do that. But Zugzwang, all right, is not that hard a concept. It's not that hard. I am here to make it easy for you. Easy for you, all right? Easy for you right now. We're going to do something where you're going to be like, oh, that's all Zugzwang is? Oh, I get it. That's what I'm about right now. Okay, that's what we're going to do. And this is the first Zugzwang position we're going to do. But before we do the position, let's first define what Zugzwang is. Zugzwang is it's a German term, and Zug, I'm not saying it right. I'm using the Brooklyn version. Zug. It's the Zug. All right. Zug. That's what's up. Okay. However, my German friends are like, he sounds awful. Anyway, Zug. Zug is a term meaning move. Pure and simple. You make a move. You make a zug. I'm making a zug on you. Zug. You move. All right? Move. Zwang is the term meaning compulsion. It means compulsion. I know some of y'all have some compulsions out there. Zugzwang. Zugzwang means literally move, compulsion, or you flip it around, the compulsion to move. The compulsion to move. Zugzwang. All right. What's the big deal? I want to move, you say. I want to move. Well, there are so many, I cannot tell you how many chess positions feature a situation where the side to move loses because it's their turn to move. They have to do something that messes up their position. It happens in chess. Apparently, it happens in checkers as well. You don't want to move. You're like, no, I'm going to pass. And if you pass, you're safe. If you pass, you're safe. All right. That is the point. If you're pass, you're okay. But because you're compelled to move, you lose. That's it. You've got to move. You're going to lose. Now, in chess, what happens in the learning process is usually you see a book that says white to move and win. You never see a book you do, but mostly you don't see a book that says white to move and lose. White to move and lose. You'd be like, what kind of dumb book? I don't want to study that, white to move and lose. Well, if you're black, you want to know. If white moves and they're going to lose, I want to know. I want to know because then I can manipulate the situation because I want white to move and commit suicide. That's what's up. Go ahead and move then. Move. Do something terrible to your position. But the position is all about not wanting to move because if you move, you lose. So it's very specific. It's very technical and it's very specific. Later on the show, we're going to talk about the great Zugzwang controversies. You're like, the Zugzwang controversies? What is that? Really? It's that big? I mean, is this like what kind of controversy? I mean, is it like the Russians trying to influence the elections? What kind of controversy is this? Does Kim Kardashian have implants or not? Like, I don't think that's controversial, Maurice. No, look, controversy, yes, indeed. We're going to talk about the great Zugzwang controversies, indeed, on this show. And I got to bring the hype, so it's going to sound bigger than all of that, but it's going to be good. It's going to be good. You're going to learn something. It doesn't matter what I say. I make sure you're learning something. If you're not learning anything, then we have a problem. But whatever I say some crazy stuff on this show, I know. But whatever I say, at the end, you got to learn something. So that's where we're going indeed. Okay. Now, let's start with the simplest Zugzwang position of them all. What's the simplest Zugzwang position? The simplest one. The simplest one that everybody knows. That everybody knows. You ready? Who knows it? If you don't know it, you're about to know it. If you don't know it, well, something's wrong. Something's wrong. All right? The Bingle Boop has said it. The Bingle Boop has said it indeed. That's right. I love it. And now I see y'all dropping it. It's king and pawn, y'all. It's the basics. Let's go right to it. It's the basics. The king and pawn position is indeed the simplest Zugzwang position of them all. I'm going to put y'all to my left. This is it. This is it. This is the simplest Zugzwang position. Well, this leads to the simplest Zugzwang position you will ever see. Why? It's black's turn to move. Black must play the move king to d8. Y'all seen this position before, most of you. Those of you who haven't, welcome to Chess 101. King d8 is the only move. White can now try to make progress with the move king to e6. And now black plays king to e8, the only move, and takes the so-called opposition. All right? And now this is Zugzwang. This position is Zugzwang. White doesn't want to move. White doesn't want to move. White's like, no, you move. And black's like, no, it's your turn, dummy. White doesn't want to move. Because when white moves, the only way to make progress, black now steps in front of the pawn, and now white, to defend the pawn, must stalemate. And that's it. White didn't want to move. Now, if we go back a few moves to this position, if black had played instead king to e8, black loses because after king to e6, the same position as before, but now it's black's turn to move. And because it is black's turn to move, black loses. Black's like, you move. He said, well, you should have gone to d8 and then to e8. Then you wouldn't have had this problem. But now it's your turn, mofo. Make a move. So now black has to play this move, the only move. Well, he could step the other way and lose anyway. But d7 is coming. And after king c7, king to e7. And that's it. Basic Zugzwang. This is the key Zugzwang position right here. This is the one. Whoever's turn it is to move fails. Completely fails. White to move, it's only a draw. Black to move, black loses. This is Zugzwang. You don't want to move. So the person who earlier said that this Zugzwang is hard, this is not hard. Come on, you understand this. All right? Whoever's turn it is to move is messed up. Sorry, you're done. Nothing, honey. You feel me? Nothing, honey. This one is Zugzwang. Whoever's turn it is to move fails. And you've created a Zugzwang position. Black did it to him or herself here, but black didn't have to do it if black had played the correct move back here, which was king to d8. And now, after this move, black can say to white, now you in Zugzwang. You make a move. All right? So this is indeed a win or a draw depending on whose turn it is to move. I see the question, what if the pawn is on the side of the board? If it's on the side, it's just a draw. That's a different situation completely. But this is the simplest of the Zugzwang positions you will ever see because it only involves a king and a pawn. That's it. King and a pawn. All right. This is the basics. This is Chess 101. But let me show you the puzzle that got me going thinking about Zugzwang today. And by the way, the reason I'm bringing this up is I was thinking about the puzzles that I did from last time, which we recognize one of the deepest concepts in chess, which is to play prophylactic chess. That was the last stream, prophylaxis. One of my peeps on this said they call it, that wasn't retrograde analysis, it was reverse engineering was the word used. Another nice term that was used. Okay, if you want to know about all of that, check out the last stream. We're talking retrograde analysis, prophylaxis. We're talking Zugzwang. We talk about all the deep concepts here on this show. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. So here, we see this position, but we're going to go on to the next one. On to the next one. Zugzwang, the compulsion to move makes you lose or only gets you a draw. All right? I see somebody, whoa, do you like the word Zugzwang? I'm German, so for me, it's not that special. Hey, I feel you. But that's the accurate term. They try to translate it from the German Zugzwang into an English term back in the day when it was common in Germany, but it wasn't common in the English-speaking world. And they couldn't find a better term. They're like squeeze, you got squeezed. And then they were like, you know what? Zugzwang, it says it. They tried other terms. I forget the other ones, but they were like, Zugzwang is the one. That's the one. Let's just call it Zugzwang, whatever. It's a good word. It describes it perfectly. If it's your turn to move, you are, going to lose. Let's just say that because I was going to use another term. I don't want to start nothing on the show. Okay, let's keep it moving to the next one. Far more complex now, the one I saw that got me going today, and it's this one. This one. All right. This is White's turn to move and win. This is your man, Rink. Rink dropped puzzles. If you don't know, Rink dropped tons of puzzles. JX Coyote, thanks for gifting tier 1 subs. Indeed, a much appreciated. Whoa, what is this word that Chest Crush just drew? I'm not even going to try to read that word. Y'all can see it. I'm not even going to try to read this word. Now, let's take a look at this puzzle in front of us right here, right now. It is White's turn to move, and White to move will win this game. White to move will win this game. How does White do it? All right. Very interesting puzzle. Well, we're going to start and realize White is actually in a little bit of trouble because if Black gets to play this move or that move, you are toast. You're going to lose the game. So be careful. Be mindful. Black actually has points here. So we're not at Zugzwang. We're not in a position, and this is the thing about the last show. The last show I said this. Always, before you move, study your opponent's next move. You must understand what your opponent wants. That's what the whole theme of the last show. Strong players, when we look at a position, we want to know, what do they want? What do they want? What are they about? What is their plan? How do they plan to hurt me? How do they plan to save themselves? What is the opponent's intention? We call it OPV. You down with OPV? Yeah, you know me. OPV, the other person's viewpoint. We want to see from the other person's viewpoint. I give you a trick. I gave a couple of tricks on the last show. I give an additional trick on this show. Actually, I gave one big exercise. If you didn't see the live stream, I'm going to give it to you now, but you missed out on a lot. When we play, it's really important to see the position from the other person's viewpoint. So a lot of strong players will get up from the board during a tournament game and go behind the back of the other person and just take a look so they can see the board coming at them from the other viewpoint. Like, okay, I see it. Okay, it looks a little bit different from this side. Because when you're looking at it from your side, it's different. So if I take this position, look at this position. If you're a beginner, the strong players may be like, nah, it's no big deal. If you're a beginner, I show you this position, and then I do this. They're like, whoa, what just happened? The position's different. Like, really? Is it the same position? And it takes a second to realize, oh yeah, it's the exact same position. There's nothing different about it. But when you look at it, and thank you again, JX Coyote, you're being Santa Claus today. You're being Santa Claus. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Gifting those tier 1 subs. So let's take a look. I hear an Eric Rosenraid is coming. Wow, we are going to definitely welcome them to the party. But let's do this again. You flip the board. Look at this position, right? Just look at it. And now we flip the board, and it's just, there's something about it that's different. In other words, if I gave you this position, I said, remember this position and set it up. Just set it up on the board, like memorize a position, set it up on the board. And then I said, okay, now set this one up. You'd be like, whoa, Maurice, you're giving me vertigo. You are giving me vertigo. What is going on as the board is flipping, okay? So seeing from the other side is an art that chess players have to learn. We have to learn, but we have to see from the other side. Even when we're on this side, I've got to know what Black wants, even when I'm on this side of the board. So one trick sometimes is to stand up and go to the other side. This extremely important thing. the other lesson the other point that I made on the other stream, on the last stream, was one good exercise when you're playing a friend, a family member, whoever it is you're playing, is to play what I call the OPV game, the other person's viewpoint. And I see I Am Rosen has indeed rated with a party of 716. Rosen's fans, what's up? Yo, what's up, Eric? I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. All right, before you move, always figure out what the opponent's going to do. Always ask, what is the other person going to do? So, for example, somebody suggested knight f6. Let's attack the queen. Let's get the party started. What? But you're going to get mated on a stick. You didn't even look at what black wanted to do. You feel me? Black is there too. Black is there too. So we know black is threatening danger, Will Robinson. We have no time to chill. No time to chill. Black is actually after us. Black is smelling the food now. Black is like, oh, I'm gonna eat you. You food. Your food. All right. Black's the lion. We're the prey. And black has a queen on the board. So we got to do something about this mate problem. There's a mate problem we got to do something about. So that means our first move is almost a given. B3 check. We got to lift the mate. We got to lift the mate. It's unacceptable. We got to lift the mate. All right. So that's the first move. So now black has 3 moves to play. 3 moves. 2 of them look like each other. And I will show it to you. King C3, we love it. Oh, we'd be like, he made life easy. I don't even have to be a genius now. I don't have to be a genius. Boom, hit him with E4. It's check. We're grabbing the queen. This is Johnny Ball Game. You can throw your queen in the way. We don't mind because guess what? We're getting another one. This one's going home. I'm coming home. We're going home. This one is going home. So you know that is not a move black is going to play if black has any sense at all. Now, black could play a little different. Black could try to be slick and play king to D3. Okay, I feel you. You want to take my pawn. All right, well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do the Clint Eastwood on you. Take my pawn, please. Make my day, because guess what's coming? Boom, hit in the face. Knight f6, nice little fork. Give us your queen yet again. So that's not working. That's not working. Black, but we know, in real life, they don't fall for those gimmies. Well, some people do. But the real players don't fall for the cheap stuff. So now the deal is you've got to make a move. All right, black's like, all right, I only got one move. I feel you. I hear you, king c5. So everybody's all excited. Oh, we know. Pick me, GM Ashley. Pick me. I see the move. Rook h5. Ooh, pin him and win him, boys and girls. Pin him and win him. You think Rink would make a puzzle that was that easy? No, not on your life. Not on your life. E5, shut it down. All right, E5 has been played. E5 has been played. That's shut down. That's nada, nothing. For now. Now it's time. Now it's time for the real deep chess. Because now, after you play B3 check, you get this, I checked him. He can't go down because I hit him with a disco. He backed up. I pin. Ooh, discover check and pin. Ooh, I learned those in chess books. Ooh, those two tactics usually work. I pin, I do the disco first. If he goes to C3 or D3, but if he goes back, I play the pin. Well, I've gone over a lot of puzzles like that on chess.com, on Puzzle Rush, all my tactics books. Yeah. Then he plays E5 and you go, okay, it didn't work. Like, what am I supposed to do now? What am I supposed to do now? What just happened? It didn't work. It didn't work. Well, the reason why is those are the simpler concepts. Pins, pins and discovered checks and forks. Yeah, those are the basics. Mates. We're going to the Zugzwang level now. Before we make the next move, we want to know what black plans to do. Does black have any hurt on his mind? And we look and we realize black is trying to do this move and then check us and then bring the queen in and stop the presses. We don't like that. We don't like what that's about. So we do have a move that could deal with that, which is knight to f6. Knight to f6, start the party. This looks good. All right, let's attack the queen. The problem is the queen will move. And now black is threatening mate. And we got to dance. We have to dance. We got to get out of this mate threat. And we're not threatening anything. So attacking alone doesn't do the job, all right? Now I see a couple of people have noticed the move, so let's give them respect. You got it, but it's going to get deep. Now B4, you said, let's play B4, B4. That's not it. Just try to make checks. That doesn't work. That doesn't work because now after king here, again, the queen D1 check, the queen takes pawn check, you're going to get your feelings hurt. It's going to be bad. And then what the worst part is, after you're done and you lost the game, is when your opponent says, and I'm telling you, this is the worst feeling in the world. Your opponent goes, I'm sorry, but you know you could have won this game if you had just played this move. What? This is after the game. They, you know they're loving. They're telling you that. Yeah, if you just had played this move, you'd have won. You didn't have to say that. I could have walked out and, found out later. But you want to tell me in front of my face, yeah, I saw your winning move, fool. You could have won. No, we don't play that. We don't play that on this stream. No way. That happened to me, by the way. I didn't lose the game, but I was playing Grandmaster Michael Adams. You might know Mickey. Mickey Strong. I was playing him in 1995 in New York City. And I played a nice game. You guys can look it up. I had Michael Adams on the ropes. Michael Adams was on the ropes. I had him good. Ooh, I played him. I had him in a sweet end game. And he made a move. It was similar to this side of the board too. Like a B5 check. Check out the moment when he plays B5 check. If y'all want to look it up. And I zigged when I should have zagged. And the game ended in a draw. I wasn't even the GM yet. Can you imagine a beast like Michael Adams I could have beat? A beast. And I zigged when I should have zagged, and the game ended, and it ended in a draw. And afterwards, Mickey was like, he's cool too. Low key. When Mickey and I did commentary in Moscow during the Intel Grand Prix series, I was like this, and Mickey was like, yeah, well, the next move is so-and-so, so-and-so. I was like, yo, that was the flyer. He was like trying to cover his ears. Yeah, but then, you could play this. Like, two mismatched commentators. You'll never find two less matched people in your life. At any rate, I could have had him. And afterwards, he was like, well, you could have played this move. I'm going to beat Michael Adams. Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about. All right. Make sure you know what your opponent wants to do and study the position hard. All right. Yeah, I should have zugged instead of zagging. Yeah, that's what's up. Anyway, the correct move, the deep move, now that white realizes the danger, is not to play knight f6 or b4 check. I've seen a suggestion in the chat, but knight to g5. Knight to g5, an extraordinary move. This is the kind of stuff that Rink comes up with or came up with. An extraordinary move, okay? White understands that black has several moves and all of them are going to lose. White is preventing all of black's moves. Now, in this position, it's very hard to appreciate the depth of this move. The depth. If you say, what is black going to do next? You think black's going to play check. That's what black's going to do. Or black might put a queen down here. But you don't actually think, well, what if we look at all of black's ideas? Like maybe black will play this move. Or, well, let me show you all the squares. Maybe black will play this or this or this. Oh my gosh, black could play this. Black could play this. Black could play this. Black could play that. You'd be like, is that all? Yeah, black has all these moves. Black has this move. Black has this move. Is that it? Yeah, black has all these moves. We got to look at all of them? Really? Well, it's nice to know all of them. It's nice to know all of them at least, although black's favorite move is looking like queen e4. So the move queen e4 check is the biggest problem. So a move like rook h2 is not going to get it done. Now, knight f6 or knight g5, maybe. But when you look at knight f6, you realize the knight on f6 only controls this square and this square, only two of the squares. All right. But the knight on g5 controls four of them. The one on f7, this one, this one, this one. I'm going to just clean up two. The knight on g5 actually controls all those. All those are shut down. That's a lot of moves to shut down right away. That's a lot of moves in one go. Okay, black still has 5 moves staring at us on the board, right? 5 of them. But At least knight g5 shuts down 4. So we're going to play knight g5. And that leaves black with this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Those are all the legal moves black has that don't lose material on the spot. All right? So the black king can't move. The black pawn dare not move because if you push the black pawn like so, well, it looks like Matutski on the board. That's mate because you're pinned. You can't move your queen. You can't capture the knight because you're pinned. That's mate on a stick. So e4 is out of the question. Now let's look at the queen moves. Queen, let's do the easy one. Queen d2. Easy. Pick me, GM Ashley. Pick me. Easy. We got that covered. Knight e4 check. A fork. You saw that in your book. A fork. Whew, finally, we talk about this Zugzwang nonsense. He finally put a simple one on there, a little forky-warky. Well, we're going to see a lot of forky-warkies in this position. They're going to keep coming because check this out. So D2 is out of the question. What about D1? Let's go D1. Well, D1 is good for basketball, but not for chess in this position. Knight E4 check. You got to go here and fork. You've been forked. That's forked up, dude. You've been forked again. All right, so D1 is out of the question. All right, well, whoa, sorry about that. Let's get back to here. I'm losing my position. All right, here we go. We're right here. So this one's out. Oh, sorry, D2 is out and D1 is out. Let's go G8. We're going to try to hide. Well, it's not going to happen because you're coming out of the closet right now. King D5. Boom, you get hit again. Knight F6, and you just got hurt. You just got your feelings hurt. Another fork in the building. Let's back up. That's 3 out of 5 squares covered. Now for the beautiful ones. This is the beautiful ones. What if you go to D3? You try to hide from the knight. Not going to work, jerk. Check. King here, and boom, hit him again. Nice fork because of the pin. Hello, and give white the queen. Game over. That's a sweet pin. You want to know the truth? That's a sweet one right there. That's nasty. So that's 4 out of the 5 covered. And now, what else does he have? We're going to run all the way to G2. I'm hiding. I'm far. I mean, I'm enough of these forks already. It's never enough. Because here's Johnny. Boom! You got hit again. Another fork. Wherever you put the queen, you will get forked. You are officially in Zugzwang. Now, is it really Zugzwang? Your question. Is it really Zugzwang? Well, thank you very much, Zach, the guy, for subscribing with Prime. Let's back this up. Is it really Zugzwang? It is not Zugzwang unless black moves or the other side moves and loses. If they can say, let me get it right. It's Zugzwang if the other side loses. Yes, that's Zugzwang. But if you can win another way, if you can just win, if you have a winning technique, and like if they sat still and you could find a win. So let's say it's white's turn to move right now. And white says, oh, I know how to win this. I can do rook h2 in this position. Rook h2. I can't do it right now because the engine won't let me. But if I can play rook h2 and win, then it's not Zugzwang. Rook h2 wins. The problem is rook h2 does not win because black can hide the queen. Black will then run. Black wants you to move. Actually, I can't even hide the queen there. Hold on now. No, sorry, that's not the move. If you play rook h2, I can play... Wow. Actually, rook h2 looks like it also wins right now. Rook h2, if I'm given a move, then rook h2. What's the defense to rook h2? I know what it is. Rook h2, I play queen d3. Queen d3 shuts it down. All right. I had to look for a second. Queen d3 shuts it down because queen d1 doesn't work because of knight check and check. But queen d3, you no longer have the knight check and boom. Let's get it straight. I can't do it on this board because it is black to move. But if it's white's turn to move, rook h2 doesn't work because queen d3 shuts down the attack. And that's the fact. All right? That shuts it down. E4 is not it because rook c2 is devastating. So you need to play queen to d3 to shut down the attack. All right? Queen to d3. And then if you play Now we get a suggestion that if rook h2, queen d3, rook to d2. Ooh, chat's trying to play. Well, the problem is queen takes b5 check, and then you're toast. So that's not going to work. That's not going to work. You're going to lose. In fact, you're going to lose bad because then they're going to check you and pick off your rook that's sitting on d2. A lot of arrows, but that is the fact. So white doesn't want to move. White doesn't want to move. This is sort of what a situation called reciprocal Zugzwang. Reciprocal Zugzwang, meaning I don't want to move. If I move, I mess up the position. But if you move, you mess up the position for yourself. So this is a more complex example. You feel me? This is a more complex example than the simple one we just saw, because white is sitting there like, no, I'm not moving. I don't want to do anything to mess up the juice that I have on the board. The juice. I wonder if white does have some kind of slick move now, though. But it doesn't seem as though white has anything to really do, because white needs to maintain that pin for that fork on f4. White needs to maintain the pin, otherwise the queen will hide to one of those two squares. And that is the situation. So this is Zugzwang, and looks like mutual Zugzwang as well. White doesn't want to move. Black doesn't want to move. White says, please move. Black's like, I don't want to. Move. Stop it. Stop crying.